Hello, how's everyone doing today? My name is Leon Anthony Price, and welcome to my channel. And when I was 25, I fucked up my life. But I'm 33 now, and my life is very unfucked, so that is very good. But when I was 25, I had to file for bankruptcy, and that was one of the hardest things that I ever had to swallow, and my pride and my ego was destroyed. Um, Probably a good thing that my ego was destroyed because the ego causes more messes than it like makes more messes than it fixes. Yeah, so 25 and sitting in an office, and I'm signing paperwork to file for bankruptcy. And the feelings that I had were self loathing, shame, disgust, failure, weakness. All those feelings were coming up, and just sadness. I thought my life was over. In that instant, as soon as I signed that line, I thought that my life was done. All the things that I wanted out of life, all the plans that I've made in my head, and all the things I wanted to do, I thought I could no longer do them. When I went through that bankruptcy, it wasn't really anybody's fault but mine. I take full responsibility and full ownership over that bankruptcy. I was spending money foolishly, more money than I made at the time. I was too busy partying and forgetting about, well, not forgetting, but not making payments on things that I should have been making payments on. And it came a point when I could no longer keep my head above water. I decided to go in deeper and keep doing all the same things I was doing that was making it even worse. I had no no way, or really, I just didn't want to help myself. I knew I had ways to help myself. I knew that I could get myself out. At that time, I felt like I just didn't care. So it brought me to sitting in an office, signing on a dotted line that I, Leon Anthony Price, am declaring bankruptcy at 25 years old. And my thoughts of bankruptcy at the time was once you go through bankruptcy, your life is over, and you could never own a house, you could never own another vehicle, and you basically were just going to possibly end up homeless, or you just wouldn't have the life that you wanted to have. Boy, was I wrong about that, and thank God I was wrong about that. I had two really good supportive friends who were also my bosses at the time, and they helped me through my bankruptcy emotionally, mentally, and even financially. And no matter the words I say or no matter what I do, I will never be able to repay them as much as they lifted my spirits and helped me get through what I thought was one of my lowest points in my life. I remember years down the road, my partner and I, to this day, we were talking about moving in together, and I was going to move from Ontario to Regina. And I was so scared to tell her, even though I've known her for 11 years and we were building our friendship back up, that I had gone through this bankruptcy and that this is going to affect our lives for a little bit. And when I called her that day, and I remember just sitting in my bedroom, and I was like, oh man, like, I don't know how to tell you this, but my credit score is kind of shot right now, and I had to file bankruptcy a few years back. Lucky for me, she was super supportive, and she was totally understanding. And, you know, if I didn't have her, I'd probably still be in the same place where I was, where self-loathing and disgust and shame. When something like that happens to you, or you do that sort of thing to yourself, I know that every single bankruptcy is the person's fault, but in this case, it was my own fault. You kind of look back and you kind of say, what the F was I thinking? Like, how could I have done that? Like, I still today look back, and I try to look back on it so much because my life today is so much more different than it was back then. I kind of go, oh, I could never end up like that again. And in one part of my life, I became pretty, what was it? I clinged on to money more than I should have. Like, I really just clinged on because I was so afraid to get out of that, to never let that situation ever happen to me ever again. So I clinged on too much, and even though I started getting better paying jobs and all that, I still had that fear. I'm actually done my bankruptcy. I'm out of it now. My credit score is looking good. I am, my partner and I, we are actually, thinking of building our own house, which is amazing. I never thought that day would come to even look at buying a house, but we're looking at, where we want to live and what size lot and what size acreage we want, or just the kind of house we want. And those thoughts never came up for me in the past. So things are going pretty good. So there are ways out of that. And I own a lot of it to the two people that helped me, Craig and Jess, thank you so much. And I owe a lot to my mindset as well. Something in me said that I didn't want to give up. I didn't want to let this define who I was. I've made a lot of mistakes in my life, and I feel like if making mistakes with a job, I could be a millionaire. That's how many mistakes I made, and I'm sure a lot of you have made many mistakes as well. But I want to build a better me, and I'm sure you want to build a better you. And it all starts with what you think. I could have totally let that destroy me and let my dark emotions, my dark thoughts take over. But I wasn't going to. I knew that I really wanted a family out of life, and I knew that my purpose in life, or one of my purposes in life, is to become a father. And right now, I have a beautiful, beautiful 14-month-old daughter, and I have another beautiful baby on the way. And I'm so elated, I'm so filled with joy, because back then I didn't see these things sort of happening in that moment in time. But I kept telling myself every single day that I'm going to make it through this. I'm going to be able to lead the life that I want to lead. I'm going to have that house on the lake, and I'm going to sit on the deck with my family, having breakfast, enjoying the view. So, if you ever feel like you are going through something hard and you will not be able to make it through, I am proof that even when you think that your life is over, as long as you keep breathing, as long as you keep living, as long as you keep visualizing the life that you want to have, you can have that life. You can become the person that you want to be. I don't want anyone to think that I think their problems are less, or that some things are too easy to fluff off, because I know that we all have our own stories and we all have our own shit that we're going through. But I just want to tell you that if you have a strong mindset, and if you work on building a strong mindset, you will make it through whatever you are going through. I hope that my story inspires you to start living the life that you want to live. Start thinking the thoughts that you want to think, because our thoughts are our realities. And for our realities to come true, we must have those thoughts already. Think of yourself living the life that you want to have. Visualize it. How does it make you feel? Go off that feeling. Feeling it is more important than just saying it. Oh, I want to have a big house, or oh, I want to have the best partner ever, or oh, I want to have that luxury car. Think about how it feels, or how it would feel to have those things in your life. How would it feel to have the partner you always wanted? How would it feel to be standing on the patio of your big house? How would it feel to be driving that luxury car? That is what I did. I thought, how would it feel to have a loving family? How would it feel for me to look into my child's eyes and for them to be smiling up at their dad? How would it feel to be able to take my kids to school? How would it feel to watch them graduate? How would it feel to watch them get married? Those are the things that made me get through one of the darkest times in my life. One of the times that I thought that at the point that all my dreams, all my hopes were over. But that wasn't the case. I thank you so much for listening to this story. And I know that it could have been, this video could have been a bit longer, or this talk could have been a bit longer or so, but it didn't need to be. I just wanted to share with you one of the things that I went through. And I also just want to let you know that everything now in my life is pretty darn good. Yes, I still have hopes and dreams. And yes, my partner and I are still working towards them. But we're doing it out of a place of love and out of happiness. And all we want to do is we want to give you guys some inspiration and to let you know that you are loved and that you deserve to be happy. So don't stop visualizing and feeling what the things that you want, even in your darkest hours. Keep pushing forward, keep fighting, keep believing in yourself, and keep loving yourself. Thank you so much for listening to this. I hope you have a wonderful day. Be sure to like and subscribe if you wish to follow along on this journey. And I would love to follow you along yours as well. Have a wonderful day. This is Leon Anthony Price signing off, going to enjoy the rest of his day. Bye for now. I love you all.